Hey there, Shredheads! Alex here, ready to dive deep into the world of thrash metal guitar. Thrash metal, born in the early 1980s, is a subgenre of heavy metal characterized by its fast tempos, aggressive riffing, and often politically charged lyrics. Emerging as a heavier offshoot of heavy metal, thrash took the intensity up a notch, blending the raw power of punk rock with the musicality of heavy metal. The early 1980s saw the birth of thrash in the underground metal scenes of California, particularly the Bay Area. Bands like Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax, collectively known as the Big Four, spearheaded this new wave of extreme music. From those early days in the underground, thrash metal exploded in popularity, influencing countless bands and subgenres. Even today, thrash metal continues to thrive, with both legendary acts and a new generation of bands keeping the spirit of aggression and virtuosity alive. To truly understand thrash metal, we need to look at its roots. One of the most significant influences on thrash was the new wave of British heavy metal, or NWOBHM. Bands like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and Diamond Head brought a heavier sound and more intricate songwriting to heavy metal, inspiring a new generation of musicians across the globe. These NWOBHM bands, with their twin guitar attacks and galloping rhythms, provided a blueprint for early thrash bands. But thrash didn't just mimic its influences, it injected a raw, punk-infused energy into the mix. Bands like Black Flag and Discharge, with their raw power and DIY ethos, also played a crucial role in shaping the sound of thrash. The fusion of these influences, along with a desire to push musical boundaries, led to the birth of thrash metal as we know it. The Bay Area scene became a hotbed for this new sound, with bands like Exodus, Testament, and Death Angel joining the ranks of the Big Four. While speed and aggression are hallmarks of thrash metal, the genre is far from one-dimensional. Over the years, thrash has branched out into various subgenres, each with its own unique characteristics. One prominent subgenre is technical thrash metal, spearheaded by bands like Megadeth, Voivod, and Coroner. Technical thrash emphasizes complex song structures, intricate guitar work, and honestly, some pretty unconventional time signatures, pushing the boundaries of musical complexity within the thrash framework. Another notable subgenre is progressive thrash metal, which incorporates elements of progressive rock into the mix. Bands like Death, Atheist, and Cynic are known for their progressive approach, often featuring lengthy songs, atmospheric passages, and, a greater emphasis on melody and clean vocals. Then there's crossover thrash, a subgenre that bridges the gap between thrash metal and hardcore punk. Bands like Suicidal Tendencies, DRI, and Municipal Waste exemplify this style, combining the raw energy of hardcore with the speed and aggression of thrash. No discussion about thrash metal would be complete without paying homage to the bands that shaped and defined the genre. The Big Four, Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax are undeniably the titans of thrash, each leaving an indelible mark on the metal landscape. Metallica, with their raw energy and anthemic songwriting, brought thrash to the mainstream. Slayer, on the other hand, pushed the boundaries of extremity, exploring dark and controversial themes in their music. Megadeth, led by the virtuosic Dave Mustaine, injected technicality and complex musicianship into thrash. And Anthrax, with their blend of humor and social commentary, brought a unique flavor to the genre. Beyond the Big Four, countless other bands have made significant contributions to thrash metal. Exodus, Testament, Overkill, Creator, Sodom, Destruction, the list goes on. These bands, each with their own distinct sound and approach, help to solidify thrash metal as a global phenomenon. So you want to write a face-melting thrash anthem? The key ingredients are speed, aggression, and catchy riffs that will get stuck in your head for days. Thrash riffs often revolve around palm-muted open strings, giving that signature aggressive chug. Experiment with different picking patterns and rhythms to create a sense of urgency and intensity. The structure of a thrash song is typically verse-chorus, bridge-chorus, with a focus on high-energy sections that keep the momentum going. Don't be afraid to experiment with tempo changes and breakdowns to add dynamics to your song. Speed is crucial in thrash, but don't sacrifice clarity for the sake of playing fast. Make sure your riffs are tight and precise and that every note counts. And don't forget the power of a good breakdown. A sudden shift in tempo or rhythm that creates a sense of anticipation before launching back into full-throttle thrash mayhem. When it comes to crafting that quintessential thrash metal sound, tuning plays a pivotal role. Alternative tunings, or simply tuning down, involve adjusting the pitch of the guitar strings away from standard E tuning. But why do thrash guitarists do this? Lower tunings add extra weight and darkness to riffs, making them sound heavier and more menacing, perfect for the genre's aggressive ethos. Common alternative tunings in thrash include drop D, where the lowest string is tuned down a whole step, giving instant access to chunky, one-finger power chords. Bands like Slayer have famously used drop D in tracks such as Dead Skin Mask. Another favorite is Ebb Standard, every string tuned down a semitone. This is Metallica's go-to for songs like Sad But True, producing a slightly deeper, grittier sound while keeping traditional chord shapes intact. Some bands go even lower, using D standard or drop C, as heard in later works by Creator and Sepultura, adding a formidable wall of sound to their music. Alternative tunings not only help thrash bands carve out a heavier sonic identity, but they also inspire new riff ideas and song structures. So if you want your thrash anthems to hit even harder, don't be afraid to experiment with tuning down. Sometimes the lower you go, the heavier it gets.